Hey everyone, Jay here again with another painting tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how I painted one of the new awesome models for the Necron army, the Cryptek. As with my other Necron models, I began by priming this model black. I purposely did not glue the hand with the staff onto the model, just to make it easier to paint it. I basecoated the entire model, a 1-to-1 mix of Boltgun metal and Chaos black, which will act as our foundation color for the entire Necron model. I then washed all the metallic areas with a black-brown wash consisting of a 1-to-1 mix of Badab black and Devlin mud. I gave all the metallic areas a first highlight with Chainmail paint. I made sure just to focus on the edges and all the areas that would be available to the light so that it provides some shading in the darkness. I then gave all the metallic areas one more highlight of Mithril Silver. Once again, this was just a very light highlight and only focused on the edges. For his armor, I painted it a 1-to-2 mix of Chainmail and Hawk Turquoise paint. I highlighted these areas with a 1-to-2 mix of Mithril Silver and Hawk Turquoise. I just focused on the edges once again, just to do a little edge highlighting on them. And I gave these areas a watered down azure blue wash, which you will see in later pictures as well. I base coated the staff Orkhide shade, which is a very dark green. I then painted a gradient of Goblin green all the way to Scorpion green. And I gave these areas a Thraka green wash to help bring all the greens closer together. I started on all the orbs, the eyes, and the wiring on the gun using Goblin green. The plan is to start off with a dark green and then build up lighter layers a little bit at a time to produce a glowing effect. I then built up a layer of 50-50 mix of Goblin green and Scorpion green. And then I used Scorpion green on all these parts, but I made sure to produce interesting patterns on the orbs and the wiring, which will later help produce the glowing effect. And finally, I did one more highlight in these areas using Sunburst yellow, once again trying to create interesting patterns on all the area. As these orbs are green and not yellow, obviously, the next thing I did was give them all a watered down Thraka green wash, which will tie all the greens together and bring down the yellow to make them actually a very light green. I then painted his face, the black on his glove and the orb, and the staff, Chaos black. I edge highlighted all of these areas with Codex gray. And finally, I painted all the gold areas Dwarf bronze, which will act as the foundation color for all these gold areas. As the color GW metallic paints go on very thin, the goal is to go a little bit layer by layer and build up to a very light gold color. To provide some shading and a little bit of detail, I once again washed all these areas with a black-brown wash, the same mix that I used earlier. And then I did 2 consecutive highlights, first with shining gold and then with burnished gold. With each highlight I tried to focus more on the edges just to bring out the natural shine in all the gold areas. And that's it. You now know I painted my Cryptek model for my Necron army. Overall, I have to say it was really fun to paint, didn't take me very long, and it wasn't too hard of a model. And it turned out pretty well. I think it would look pretty good on the tabletop. Plus, I believe that this is one of the models that you'll see in almost every Necron army coming out. In fact, I bet you'll even see 3 or 4. So hopefully this tutorial is of some assistance to you all. So as always, thank you very much all you people out there for watching and subscribing to my videos. And if you haven't subscribed already, feel free to subscribe to my videos and leave comments below. Also, you can follow my blog at paintingwithjay.blogspot.com for more weekly updates, tutorials, and reviews, as well as a list of all my upcoming painting tutorials. So So until next time, this is Miniwargamer J saying, happy painting everyone. Around his face, Codex Gray, and then I highlighted them with a 1-to-1 mix of Codex Gray to Skull White. And that's it. You now